Yo, welcome back to the channel, man. So I've been dealing with something, and I know some of y'all have been dealing with this too, because 2020 has been a freaking crazy year, man. It's like it's thrown everything from the coronavirus to stuff shutting down, gyms closing, all kind of stuff. We can't go nowhere, and it's like, man, what do I do, right? So I know a lot of us picked up running. Well, not me specifically, I've been running for a little bit now, but a lot of people have picked up running to try to stay active with the gyms closed. But what happens is we kind of run that same route, run to that same stop sign, run to that same red light, and we make that same right turn. And then what happens, you get burnt out. It's like, man, do I really want to go run? And what happens is you get in a slump. Like, let's just be honest, you get in a slump, you don't feel like running. It's like, man, I don't want to go running today. Oh, it's a little cold outside. Nah, I ain't going. And we start to beat ourselves up because now we just picked up this thing and we're quitting already. Or we're not as fast as we want to be. We don't go as long as everybody else that we see on social media go. We can only do a half a mile. Don't let that discourage you from getting out there, getting your miles, or doing whatever you want to do. So with that being said, I want to give y'all a few tips on how to get out of those slumps, and maybe you can use some of these things and get out there and get some miles. So social media, get off of social media. Now I'm not saying just don't use social media, because obviously I'm posting this on social media, but I'm saying use it to your advantage. So while you're scrolling, time is going by. You're scrolling, looking at those people that have the six-pack, got the crazy legs, doing the crazy miles, all that stuff. But you thinking like, man, I wish I can do that, or man, I bet they worked hard or whatever. When you can be doing that, you can be the one that somebody else is looking at, and hopefully motivating them to get out and go. So use it to your advantage. Don't get caught up in scrolling, because all that does is wear on you mentally, and then physically you start to look at yourself different, like, man, why aren't I like that? And to be honest, those people that you're looking at had to start somewhere, and maybe they're in the same boat that you're in. So just use social media to your advantage. Number two is make a plan. So there's a saying, there's a quote: if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Until I started planning, it's like, man, it makes life so much easier, because check this out. So if you plan to run tomorrow, December 1st, fresh start, new month, and you say, hey, I'm running at this place, this many miles at this time, you want to join me? Somebody else is like, okay, I think I'm free around that time, I'll meet you there. Whereas if you call somebody and say, hey, I'm thinking about running tomorrow, I don't know quite yet where, I don't know how far we're gonna go, whatever. And it's like, I don't know how long we're gonna be out there. No, I'm good, I don't want to go. Now, but if you plan and say, hey, come here at this time, whatever, now that person's like, okay, cool, I'll be there, we're gonna be done by this time, bet, I'm there. So if you plan, it just takes that much stress off of you. Now, another thing is, sometimes we don't feel like going. You just like, nah, I ain't feeling it today. But try to get moving 5 to 10 minutes. It could be stretching, it could be foam rolling, it could be anything. If you just get moving, that 5 minutes might turn to 10 minutes, 10 minutes might turn to 15, and next thing you know, boom, you're out the door running. So I just want to say, get moving, just get moving, doing something, jumping jacks, push-ups, squats, something to just get you going, to get that blood pumping. And number three, I just want to say, you're not by yourself. Like I said, I've been feeling like this. We just had Thanksgiving not too long ago, and it's like, man, how do I start back running or get back running right after we ate all that good food? It's like, nah, I don't want to run today because we just ate yesterday, had that cake, but I need to run because I did have that cake and that macaroni. But it's like, man, you can't let that beat you up. Like, okay, it's okay to have rest days, it's okay to have cheat days, sometimes it's the same day, but you just have to pick yourself up and then just go. That Thanksgiving was yesterday, today you might take a break, recuperate. The next day, okay, go, but you know you're not gonna go as long, as fast, because you had that cake, you had the ice cream, you had that macaroni, all that stuff. So be mindful of that in the back of your head, and not think like, oh, what's happening to me? I'm losing it. I can't go that fast. I can't go as far as they did, or whatever. No, it's because we live life. We're human beings, just like everybody else. So be mindful and listen to your body. And with that being said, nutrition is key. Like I said, we did have Thanksgiving, but remember, Thanksgiving is one day, Christmas is one day, New Year's is one day. Now, with that being said, you can still have your cheat days, at the end of the week or whatever. But remember, it's a cheat day, not a cheat week, not a cheat month, a cheat day and a rest day. You can have multiple rest days, one or two is fine, but don't make it a whole big thing. And then now you're like, oh, that's how you get in that slump. Like, oh, I don't feel like running. I don't feel like doing nothing. And then boom, you start scrolling. You start seeing those people. You get discouraged. And boom, you back at square one. So you gotta kind of be disciplined, but you kind of gotta live life too, right? Because we're still human at the end of the day. What I'm trying to say is the foods that we put in our body can make us feel either better or worse. When we eat those heavy foods, like for Thanksgiving, the turkey, ham, mac and cheese, that cake, we start to feel tired, we feel down, don't want to move. But when we eat the healthier stuff, the better options, like, okay, I'm good, let's go, let's get moving. Where we going? How far? And it's like, if you wanna kind of get out of that slump, you gotta make sure you're putting the right stuff in your body. And I ain't saying be perfect. Like I said, still have your rest days, your cheat days, and all that stuff, but be human at the end of the day. And a couple last tips is change up the workout, right? So get on. This is where it kind of like, it's like iffy. So on social media, I know I said ditch social media, but it can also work in your favor, because like there's tons of Facebook groups, mom groups, if you got dogs, they run with dogs. There's tons of them, because like I said, nobody really wants to go to a gym, an enclosed space. People want to get outside, that way they can be together, but also put that distance between each other. And so find your local running groups and try it out, give it a shot. That's how you meet new friends. Like I say, switch it up. Some people are faster, some people are slower, different routes. So give it a shot. It doesn't hurt. It's always fun to run together or run with someone else, because it takes your mind off of the running, so to say. Especially if you're not in tune, like if you're not like a runner, like you love running, it's just something that you just picked up on. Running with somebody else helps take your mind off of that. Now let's talk injuries. Listen to your body. If you dealing with a calf sprain or any kind of injury, you don't want to go out and run a whole marathon, because that's only going to make it worse and set you back. Listen to your body. If you can only go 1 mile, if you can even only work out at the house, do that. Don't sit and dwell on you hurt, but you still want to keep moving, but you don't want to overdo it. So listen to your body. If you can't run that day, fine, do what you can do, and then the next day get after it, or the next week, or so on. Don't let your pain, your injuries, or whatever you're dealing with discourage you from getting active. 5 to 10 minutes is better than nothing. I'm telling y'all, because if you don't, that's how your rest of your day gonna go. You're gonna start thinking like, oh, okay, my friends are out there getting better, they getting their miles and stuff, and then that's gonna affect the rest of your day, because now you're mad because you didn't get your miles. Now you stopped at a red light, now somebody cuts you off, and you see how it's like a trickle down effect. So don't let that discourage you. Just try to get moving. Last but not least, do something different. Running is only one, like actual running is only one part of running. You can throw in some cross training, you can throw in some trail runs, you can throw in weight training. Kind of mix it up, because all that stuff is going to help you with your running. Because you got to think, when you're running, it's like doing a one-legged squat every time. So if you're going to be doing a one-legged squat the whole time you're running, let's just not run today and let's go do some one-legged squats. Let's go do some squats. Because that time where you taking a break from running, you still actually getting better at running when you're not running. So that's a lot of running. But what I'm saying is throw in some extra stuff to kind of mix it up. So you're not just running 5 days a week and then you get burnt out the second week. So maybe lift or cross train 2 to 3 times a week and then run the other couple days. And then that way, you kind of switch it up. You don't get burnt out on it. And you got to have a rest day. Whether it be 1 day, 2 days, they don't have to be back to back. Or if they are, that's fine too. But you have to have a rest day, because if you don't, that's when injuries happen. You get burnt out. All kinds of stuff can go wrong. So have your rest days, have your cheat days. If you be so caught up on running and trying to be the best runner you can, I'm just be honest, like, it sounds bad, but you're not going to be that. You got to be human. You got to have your snacks every once in a while. You got to not run a day. It's just stuff that happens. So don't beat yourself up and try to be this perfect runner or this perfect person, because nobody's perfect. So with that being said, hope some of these tips helped y'all. Please like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any other tips. And let's go get these miles in. December is tomorrow, so let's run into the new year, and let's get it. We out.